Are you in the Intel 12th Gen i5 12400?
How about no?
And the RTX 3060 Ti?
Not as well.
Today we're using the Intel i5 10400F. This is from 2 generations ago, but I'm sure it's pretty fine for the average gamer, or rather the budget gamer. If you're watching this video, do subscribe. 99% of you aren't. While you're at it, you can like this video if you want to as well. The other star of the build is this, the Gigabyte RX 3600 Giga 8GB GPU. I snagged it for $730. If on a budget, you could definitely snag the trusty 1060 for about half that price. As for the rest of the parts, here you go. By the way, the entire parts list will also be in the description box down below. We'll be housing all of this in a Gamemax Revolt ATX gaming case. It comes with 4 Revolt ARGB fans. They are already pre-installed, and it's the first time I'm building with a Gamemax case. The first time I'm working with this brand. So it's a budget-friendly brand, likely comparable to Techwear. I believe they also make PSUs and case fans. It's definitely cheap foam, but it's better than some I've seen from China, that's for sure. Whoa, it's not that light. It's a good sign. Good quality plastic, not the worst I've seen. At least it's not torn. When I open this packaging up, the top looks a lot like Techwear, alright. The case is a unique mesh front design. There's about a third of it broke, so basically a full 120mm fans worth of airflow. As I was carrying this earlier, weight-wise, it seems a bit hefty. Definitely more hefty than Techwear variety that I worked with. So that's a good sign. Of course, like most budget cases, you turn to the back here. The PCIe slot covers are all snap off. So make sure that you measure out what you require and only snap off what you need. Otherwise, well, you have no snap covers. Of course, when you get this for 10 for $2 or $3 off Taobao or AliExpress for sure. So let's open this case up and see what this has to offer. Right. First, go with the back panel. This has a standard cap screws. They come off, which is a bit of a pity. So unscrew the 2 cap screws. Just slide it off. Damn it, it's a little tight. Yeah. Once here, you can see that really nicely cable routed fan. It's not that neat, but there's a fan come ARGB hub. I believe you can use this. It has PWM, and also you can control the ARGB via the reset switch or one of the switches at the top. You can also sync this with your motherboard with your RGB sync, RGB fusion or whatever. At the back, you can see that there's 2 of these trays for 2.5-inch SATA SSDs. And on the bottom, the standard removable 3.5-inch cage. I believe you can actually install one at the bottom and another one at the top. And as for the cable routing options, you have the standard stuff at the bottom, 3 of them. It's very hard to show from my angle. And the rest at the top and around the sides with all the cable tie downs. Relatively decent, where you probably need them. The only thing, like with all this kind of budget cases, that there's no rubber grommets covering this hose, so the cable matching got to be pristine, otherwise it will be showing. The good thing is that they actually shaved off, or rather shave off all the sides, stand off, so that it's smooth and it won't cut us off, which is a good touch. Let's go for the front. You have seen this earlier. There's this nice Gamemax logo going on. I believe you just pull this off, take this out. Easy peasy. So those ARGB fans, they are Revolt ARGB fans. I wonder what the heck they are, but yeah, you can see the sticker there as well. It says Gamemax. The plastic housing is as cheap as it could be. There isn't even any like anti-vibration pads. Hopefully they work just fine. The cool thing is that they're pre-installed, so you save the trouble there. Tempered guards, yeah. Just unscrew these 4 screws, putting it together. And this guy comes right off. Boom! Nice! The Gamemax sticker there as well. And there's a power supply basement cut out to show your brand logo. Or nowadays, I like to use vinyl to cover this thing up. If it's ugly, most of the time when you flip the PSU around, such that the fan is facing down, the logo might be upside down, so it's not that aesthetically pleasing. And right here, see, look at this. When I press this whole thing down, this whole metal sheet kind of flexes. So that's a telltale sign that, you know, they chip out this material. I'm sure it will work just fine. And yeah, as I was saying earlier, yeah, look at the fan right there. They're Gamemax branded. I'm not sure which OEM they use. There's a bag of accessories. So this case fits motherboards from ITX, MATX up to ATX form factors for fans. You can install 320mm on the front, 2 up top, 2 at the bottom, and 1 at the back. For Radeon, you can do the same up to 316mm in the front. You can even install 280mm radius in here, up top 240mm, 120 if you will, and of course 120 at the back. The standoffs, they're all pre-installed, which is nice. I think I still have to install more if I'm going for ATX. I believe right here for the top, yeah, the standard IOs, your USB 3.0, 2.0, headphone and mic jack. I don't know what that is. That's an M, mute. It seems kind of weird, but I'm sure this is your cycle function for an RGB. There's a reset and there's a power button. And you also have this removable dust filter. Hey, there you go. I believe I have that on the bottom as well. Yeah, right here. Now that I've taken a good look at the case, that's enough talking. It's time for building. Some thoughts building with the Gamemax Revolt. It's fairly spacious and easy to work with. The pre-installed ARGB fans saves a lot of time, but one grab is this. The 3-pin 5V connectors that included hub accepts is slimmer than the regular variety, just pain in butt. The ARGB cable that connects to the motherboard wasn't included as well. So, however, I found it online selling for under $5 Singapore. Well, for this case, I had to rely on the hub for the case fans, and for the CPU cooler, I got to plug into the 3-pin 5V header on the motherboard, and in order for everything to blend together somehow, I had to leave it with everything on sync-wave, or some may call it rainbow puke. A really nice thing though is the included GPU sec bracket, which prevents the GPU from drooping. At the price point of $64 Singapore, it's something I haven't seen, and very nice touch indeed by Gamemax. If the ARGB woes are addressed, this case will definitely be nearly perfect if you're on a budget. It's natural, I guess, to go with 1080p on the RX 6600. It is also the first time for me to try a modern day AMD card. The last I tried was RX 580. I suppose it's time to see if FSR is worth the hype. I suppose it's time to see if FSR is any worth the hype. Supposedly, it's AMD's answer to Nvidia's DLSS. In today's gaming benchmarks, I'll be using FSR whenever possible in performance mode. These are our benchmark numbers. We're stuck at 1080p high, short titles tested this round. Average frame rates hover about 60 to 110 FPS. If you're more of a competitive gamer, you definitely could reduce graphical settings and achieve that high refresh, say 144 FPS on a high refresh rate monitor in Fortnite or Halo Infinite. We also did quite well on games more graphical intensive like Forza Horizon 5, Icarus, and Cyberpunk 2077. And when we could turn on FSR, we really get that free FPS amid taking a small hit in graphical performance. At 1080p high settings, it really is not too noticeable. The common consensus is that DLSS is generally better at lower settings. However, the settings we have here aren't too shabby, at least in my humble opinion. Well, we have proven that for one, the RX 6600 is a definite yes. I recommend the game at 1080p or Full HD. This is usually cheaper than its Nvidia counterparts and would work great if you don't intend to do heavy streaming. And second, you don't need to get the latest and greatest, and definitely don't need to get the Intel 12th gen, and at least, well, don't get the DDR5 motherboards. Well, at least don't get the DDR5 motherboard versions, unless you don't like money, which is way more expensive as heck to enjoy gaming in 2022. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment down below, and till next time.